Hello, Light family. I welcome you all to my channel today. And I haven't done a lot of YouTube videos in a while, so I decided to come on with you guys today and just share with you guys some self-mastery tips, some spiritual mastery tips. For those who are not familiar with me, I am a spiritual teacher. I also do some psychic work and some medium work. You can find me mostly on Facebook. I do a lot of lives on Facebook, and I also do readings and things like that on Facebook. I've gotten back to work now, so I haven't done as much lives as I normally do, but if you want to find me on Facebook, that'll be where you would find me. So today I want to talk to you guys about spiritual mastery and self-mastery, which is a huge part of a true seeker's journey. As we are traversing this path of enlightenment, we must remain disciplined. We must hold on to the dear principles that we receive from our guides, our higher selves, from masters who have gone who they're in front of us, who have traversed this path. And a huge part of our journey is to remain grounded in these principles, this lifestyle, this way of living, so that we don't fall back into the old paradigms, the old habits. And when we do this for a certain amount of time, what happens is we gain momentum, and that momentum pushes us into higher states of awareness. So it's a major part, and I was actually talking to one of my friends about this not too long ago. They called me and they asked me a question about their life right now. And as I was talking to them, he was saying to me, as I was talking to him, actually as a former friend, he was saying to me, a lot of what you're saying, I've heard before, and I know in my heart, and I've read on, and I've studied. And I say, yes, but you haven't implemented them into your life. You haven't applied them to your life. And that's one of the big reasons why we fall, is because we may have the wisdom, we may get the guidance, we may listen to the spiritual teacher, but until we apply and implement these principles, this way of being into our lives, these energies, these vibrations and frequencies into our lives, which is all pretty much the same thing: energy, vibration, frequency, just subtle differences and nuances, which I won't get into right now. But these energies overall, then we won't see the change that we want to see in our lives. We won't see the change within, we won't see the change without. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about a few tips on how to maintain your mastery and gain enough momentum, enough light. What I mean by gaining momentum is gaining enough light in the physical vessel that's going to, and in your consciousness, that's going to push you into higher states of awareness and make this path of enlightenment, this path of ascension, a more exponential journey, meaning exponential growth. For me, I woke up 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in, I believe it's May. Well, it's May right now, so it's been 2 years. So I woke up 2 years ago, and I quit my job for a year, and just for that year, every day was dedicated to my spiritual growth. Every moment, every second of the day was dedicated to my spiritual growth. And the exponential growth that I experience only 2 years now, and I'm already teaching in a very high state of awareness, which is hard to tell by looking at someone. It's really my dedication and my commitment to my path and my growth has really pushed me a lot further along on this ascension, and has helped me to grow rapidly. So, and I'm going to tune into my guides here because I want them to assist me with this, because I didn't write anything down. I'm not really a person who plans to do my talks or my teachings. I just come on with you guys, and I just feel into the energy of who I believe will be receiving it. If I'm not doing a live video, or if it's a live video, I just tune into the energy. I connect with my higher self and my guides, and whatever flows through just flows through. So let's talk about some spiritual mastery tips, how to maintain our spiritual mastery, and how to turn our path from stagnant, which you can never really be stagnant, but I would say for right now, stagnant or slow, into rapid and exponential and just beautiful and adventurous. Because when exponential growth is occurring, it's like every day it's something new to be looking forward to. So it's a really beautiful journey that we're here on, and we're here experiencing on this planet, and it is really a privilege to be the light workers that we are. And many of us have been traversing this path for thousands of lifetimes, thousands of incarnations for us to get right here and experience this ascension at this time. So it's a privilege. I myself am honored to do this work and honored to be on this journey. And my mission is to just share with you all that I have experienced, all the wisdom that I currently have access to, and to take you guys to share my path with you guys. So enough babbling, right? Okay, so some self-mastery tips. One huge self-mastery tip is, let's talk about the attitudes that is essential for your growth. So one of my main spiritual guides teaches about Ascension Attitudes, and those 4 Ascension Attitudes are love, praise, gratitude, and trust. So I feel like I need a longer video to explain this, but just really quickly, let's just talk about attitudes overall. Your attitude is how you look at life, how you view life. An attitude is based off of how you think about something or how you feel about something, right? An attitude can be looked at as your chosen perception on whatever subject matter or whatever you're experiencing in life, whatever aspect of life that you're currently experiencing. So that's how I would describe an attitude, is your chosen perception, because you can choose to have the attitude that you want to experience or you want to embody in that moment. So the attitude, the highest attitude that you can embody in that moment is what you want to choose for that moment. And you want to anchor that attitude. So an example of this is the attitude of love or the attitude of gratitude. When you look at something, you have a choice. You currently have a choice. When you ascend into higher states, there would be no choice. Your attitude would just be grounded, an attitude of love, an attitude of gratitude, because you'd be in that state of awareness. But coming from a very dense level to, from where we were, third dimensional, very dense, we have a lot of clearing and healing to do. We're ascending into these higher realms, and it takes the work. And part of the work is the attitudes that we choose, the attitudes that we practice, embody. And one of those main ones is, for example, gratitude. And I previously stated the 4 ones that my guide talks about. But for right now, let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude is a huge ascension attitude. It pushes you when you are grateful for something, or when you choose the attitude of gratitude in your life and you anchor that attitude, it pushes you into higher states of awareness. It pulls light to your being. It pushes you further on your journey. When you embody it, it gains this energetic momentum that pushes you along your path of ascension. If you hold on to it, if you embody it, if you practice and work with it, and it becomes part of your being. If you're just grateful for things in your life, that's great, but I'm talking about anchoring the vibration, because every feeling has its own vibration. Anchoring the vibration, the frequency of gratitude into your being by being grateful for every single thing in your life, even the little things, even the mistakes, even the obstacles. So, and I want to make this video short. So, gratitude is a huge ascension attitude, and the highest attitudes that you can embody on this physical planet is going to be love, praise, gratitude, faith. I don't want to say, I guess you can say hope, but I would say faith, joy, compassion. But joy is more a way of being. But there's an attitude that comes with joy, and you can choose that. And that attitude would be gratitude. So how are you looking at things? Your attitude. And your attitude molds your behavior. It shapes your behavior. That's another huge topic. But how you look at things, if you look at something with the attitude of gratitude, your behavior begins to mimic that attitude. It begins to match the frequency of your behavior begins to match the frequency of your attitude, because like frequency matches like frequency, and it begins to, when you embody something like gratitude, it begins to it permeates through your entire consciousness, and it affects your behaviors and how you view your memories and how you shape your future and everything. So your attitude is a huge tip. What attitude are you choosing in that moment for self-mastery? Another tip for self-mastery is, and I keep thinking about attitudes because now my guys are talking about patience. Patience is a huge, patience comes with an attitude of I would say knowing, but really patience comes with an attitude of patience. The attitude of patience. So patience is a way of being, but there's an attitude with patience. The attitude of patience, I can't really find a word for it, but how I would describe it is this knowing that all things are working in my favor. It's patience is flows right into trust. So patience and trust are this like this married couple, this interwoven way of being. Because when you trust, when you know things are working in your favor, when you know something is going to happen in your favor or for your well-being, you have patience because you know it's going to happen. A lack of patience really comes from one main one is a fear of uncertainty. You're impatient because you don't know if it's going to happen or not. You're afraid that it may not happen, so you just want it to hurry up and happen. So it comes from a fear of uncertainty. It comes from projection of your happiness, projecting your happiness into future experiences. So it's really abandonment of the present moment is where impatience comes from. I would say abandonment of the present moment, or lack of gratitude and awareness of the present moment. You're abandoning the present moment. You're saying that it's pretty much a resistance towards the present moment, and that's what it is. It's a resistance towards the present moment is the best way I could explain it. So patience, huge tip for self-mastery. So your attitude, patience, which is pretty much another attitude, is huge. So that just goes back to show you how important these attitudes are. Another tip is the willingness to change. And all these things that I'm saying are really perceptual. They're really mental ways of being and embodying and looking at life. So the willingness to change, the willingness to experience the unknown. As you continue this journey, you will experience things that are mind-blowing. You may experience things that make you afraid. A lot of the darkness that you're clearing will come up, and it'll make you afraid. It's the unknown. Darkness can be considered the unknown. You don't know what's down there, and you begin to go down there and shine light, and it starts to come up to the surface. It starts to present itself to you. So with this journey, it comes with these lower emotions being released, like fear and anger. What helps you with that is a willingness to experience the unknown, an embracing of the unknown, an embracing of your fear, your anger, which comes from your past trauma. So an embracing of these lower emotions so that you may transform them into their higher function, or transmute them into their higher function. And I would say that the higher function of fear would be love. Anger would be, what would be the higher form of anger? It would be joy. Sadness turns into peace and contentment, and you can say joy as well. So these lower emotions are just potential light. It's like potential light, or I look at them as power waiting to be released to you. And this concept of power, really, I really have integrated this teaching from one of my main spiritual guides, and which she happened to be a Toltec Nagua, which I have integrated a lot of the teachings into my life. So this concept of power is huge. Is personal power. We build personal power with these attitudes. We build personal power with these behaviors, and how we choose to view life. Another huge tip. So another tip that I can give you guys about spiritual mastery is, I was going to talk about changing your environment. But what happens is as you embody the latter tips, the attitudes and the willingness to experience the unknown, the embracing of the unknown, your environment begins to change, and that's where the willingness to change comes into play. The willingness to change. You have to change. You have to be willing to change, and you have to know that this journey is a journey of change. It's constant change and evolution. Life requires you to change. Change is a prerequisite for a lot of the next steps in your evolution, next stages in your evolution. So change is a requirement and a prerequisite in life. And you must be willing to change if you want to experience I won't say totality of your being, but become the best version of yourself. So this journey is very much about attitudes, your mindset, your willingness, your embracing. Spiritual mastery is not a journey for the meek or the timid or the fearful. Spiritual mastery is a journey for the brave and the courageous. And you must continue this path with trust, with courage. And courage actually changes into trust. It's funny because as I began to embody these attitudes in my life, I always looked at courage as something that I should summon as I'm continuing this journey. Like, courage, I need to be courageous. Especially with my particular journey, because I experience very much a lot of interdimensional experiences and initiations and stuff like that, which, at a time was fearful. I'd be going into realms I didn't know about and experiencing things that literally ripped me out of my body, and I'm still experiencing those things now. And for me, it's only the beginning, or maybe it's a little bit after the beginning, but it's still early on my path. So I have way more to experience. But the initial experiences have given me the tools and the ways of being that I need to embody to help me continue the journey with ease and grace. So courage, when we think about courage, I learned that it actually transforms into just trust. Courage is you only need courage when you're afraid. That's the whole meaning of courage. It means that I'm afraid, but I'm the bravery, the courage in me is going to push me and give me the mindset to do this, whatever I want to do. Give me the mindset to experience this or to do whatever is needed of me. But when you don't have any fear, you don't even need courage. Courage just turns into just surrendered trust and just excitement, actually. So it will take courage for a certain amount of time, but courage will transform into just trust and excitement and a willingness to experience the unknown. So I'm going to leave the video here for now because I feel like it's already been long, but I'm going to continue to come on and keep sharing some of these tips with you. I'm not really good with short videos because I have a lot of information and then that I want to say and then things coming in, and I like to explain things down to the most intricate and basic level. I like to go as deep as possible into these topics. So there's a lot of things that I just kind of brushed over that I want to get into deeply. If I say surrendered trust, what does that really look like? What does trust really look like? What is the frequency of trust? How does that look in your life? What is trust itself, and why was there a lack of trust? So I'm very philosophical, and I like to go deep into these topics and to go as deep as I possibly can. So I tend to be long-winded. But I want to thank you guys so much for coming on with me today. And please, follow me on Facebook, and, if you're interested or if you're guided to. You can also follow me on YouTube, click the like and subscribe button, and I'm on Instagram as well, so all the platforms I'm on. And I just want to tell you guys that I love you guys. Keep going, keep pushing yourselves and embody your healthy inner parents. You have these sub-personalities within you, your inner warrior, inner parent, that I have learned myself from one of my guides that really help to push you along your journey. So, positive self-talk and positive self-reflection, which later transforms into less and less thought, actually. But keep going with your journeys. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.